Nothing was wrong with your shoulder, man.
Okay.
Tank know that move. He's stepping around, good work.
Because he believes that Floyd couldn't take that someone else is in the limelight. Like he couldn't stomach it. So Floyd Mayweather seeking the attention.
It was more so of back and forth, and then once I got tired, then it was like a little, like he picked up a little bit. But it was nothing like crazy like.
Right.
Gervonta Davis is knocked out in sparring footage leaked by Floyd Mayweather. Tank recently claimed that he lost all the time, and Floyd accused him of ruining his career. Floyd seems to be playing dirty and attempting to further harm Tank's reputation now that he has left his camp.
I was in a lose-lose situation now. What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was a lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose. But he thought I was gonna lose. But.
You talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You sitting on the shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game, letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah.
When I was at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all niggas how so you wouldn't have to get here. And now it's like betrayal almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time, after I guess, again, after what we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight, like why would he try to diminish your career?
Because at that time, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to bring up but it was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat.
Davis appeared composed yet forthright when questioned about his disagreement with Mayweather. He claimed to have recognized that Floyd would always choose what would be best for himself. Initially, when everything revolved on control and appearance, there was little need in attempting to demand loyalty. Davis made it apparent that he has moved on and has no regrets about the past.
I remember first hearing an issue between Floyd and Gervonta before Gervonta fought Pedraza. And the issue I heard was that Floyd didn't want Gervonta to stay in Baltimore because he felt there was too many distractions for him in Baltimore and he wanted to stay in Vegas. And the story I was told at that time was that Floyd gave Gervonta one of his penthouses or one of his apartments in the Palms Hotel, and he said, "This is your apartment. I'll furnish it for you." He got him a Jeep. At the time, Gervonta was not a world champion. He got him like a Jeep, a 4x4. He basically said, "I'll make it comfortable for you. I don't want you to go to Baltimore. I want you to stay here. I don't think Baltimore is the place for you." And what I was told was Gervonta sold all the furniture, sold the Jeep, and went back to Baltimore and bought a Benz. That's what I was real. That's what I was told at the time. So
Everyone in the boxing world already knows that Gervonta Davis was knocked out during sparring, according to Ryan Garcia, who recently rekindled an old allegation. Garcia claimed that this was more than just locker room rumors. Floyd Mayweather has previously alluded to it, he says.
Like I said, he's delusional. But one thing I do know is he did get knocked out by somebody in Floyd's gym. Everyone knows it. Every single person knows. Everybody over here has heard that story. And I don't want to hear no lies. You guys all know he got knocked out cold by some Russian, I don't know if he was a Russian fighter, somebody knocked him out cold.
After an old sparring video appeared that showed Dion Haney dominating Davis, fans soon realized that Floyd Mayweather had leaked the film. Davis is on the defensive in the video. As Haney sets the tempo, this footage was a well-thought-out maneuver rather than merely a highlight. Many think Mayweather did it to deflect attention from his protege's strengths and portray Davis as beatable.
Ask the question. it ain't even worth asking because it was a one-way deal. It only one man controlled it, and that was Devin Haney.
Gervonta. Davis also didn't remain quiet. He talked about his sparring experience with Devin Haney and said that Mayweather would end the session each time he began to gather momentum. Davis claims that this kept happening and that it gave him the impression that the sparring wasn't being done fairly. He began to wonder if Mayweather ever wanted him to be a star.
Adrian had the weigh-in. So from the weigh-in, from his weigh-in, they meet us at the food spot. So from there, we go to the gym. So remind you, they already got this set up. Floyd already got it set up. He already posted on Instagram. It probably was like 100 people in there, and he turned the heat up. That's what Floyd do. He turned the heat up in the gym while you in there. So he turned the heat up. Boom. We spar, but while we sparring, Floyd is in the ring. Like every time I'm punching, Floyd like grab my hand, like yank it back. Whereas though I can't even punch Devin. So it was times that like I catch Devin, boom, or I'm about to swing and Floyd like yank my hand back, or he'll push me to the ropes. Like he was actually like touching me while we was sparring. Like
why?
Like, he was, cause it was like Devin was his guy, cause Devin was training at his gym at the time. So, and he was training with his father. So, Devin was on. I mean, Floyd was on Devin's side.
Sounds
so
like
that's
a conspiracy to me.
Yeah, but later down the line, probably about like a couple months. No, this was recently. Not recently, but probably like 2 years ago. I asked Devin to like come to like spar me. And he was like, "No, I ain't no sparring partner." I had somebody hit him up that was close to him.
Davis identified a concerning trend with Mayweather, particularly the way he dominated the conversation. Floyd's own media event on the day of one of Davis's huge press conferences diverted all the attention away from Davis, and Davis felt that this wasn't a coincidence. Even though the moment was meant to be his, he felt marginalized and overshadowed, rather than supported.
Mayweather ghosted him. Didn't show up to his press conference. Said the nigga had a press conference today, the same day as my press conference. No matter how much money you have, you can still be a jealous motherfucker. Tank went on to say that Floyd is jealous of him, that he has a lot of jealousy and envy in his heart. Well, Floyd didn't take too kindly to it.
To exacerbate the situation, Mayweather failed to attend Davis's event. Since Davis was still signed to Mayweather Promotions at the time, fans noticed his absence right away. It damaged the impression that Floyd had Davis's back and delivered the message that he was on his own. Davis felt that this quiet was more powerful than words.
After seeing what I seen when Gervonta Davis was talking about the beef between him and Floyd Mayweather and how he wanted him to lose against Jose Pedraza, when I watched the end, when they was announcing Tank as the winner, you could see Floyd Mayweather in the back just looking salty, wiping his nose. He not even really clapping. He looking like, damn, this nigga beat the odds. But y'all, this shit is crazy. Look at this photo. Look how Floyd is looking at Gervonta like, damn, I wanted you to lose for real. The whole fight hit different. Y'all need to go watch it over. This shit crazy, fool. So if people don't know, allegedly the beef stemmed from Floyd Mayweather's daughter Snapchatting Gervonta on Snapchat. I'm guessing people when Floyd Cam got wind of that and they told Floyd like, hey, I think Gervonta knocking your daughter boots. Floyd said, Gervonta knocking my daughter boots? Nah. Then they showed on the proof. They like, look, the proof is in the pudding and he's all up in it. She Snapchatting him. Floyd couldn't believe his eyes. He said, this nigga, man, after I put him on, that's how he gonna do me? He gonna do my daughter? So next thing Gervonta know, Floyd didn't even talk about it. He didn't even bring up the situation that his daughter was getting but doink. He just told him, your next match is against a world title holder named Jose Pedraza. And Gervonta goes, "Oh, Slim, I don't think I'm ready for that." And Floyd said, "Well, you better get ready, because if you don't take this fight, I'ma hang you on the shelf. You gonna be washed up." So in Gervonta's mind, all the odds were stacked against him on this fight because he had onlookers that was supposed to be in his camp wishing him to lose. Just over a mishap because he said he didn't knock Floyd Mayweather's daughter boots off. He said she sure wanted him to get that thing dusted though.
Mayweather didn't appear pleased even after Davis defeated Jose Padza. Floyd's response at the ringside was captured on camera, and rather than cheering, he seemed stiff and irritated. Spectators could sense that something was wrong. Some people thought Mayweather was unhappy because Davis was getting too famous too quickly.
He the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. I seen his people's drive by while I was running. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
There were further allegations that Mayweather had given Martin's team access to Davis's training videos as Davis got ready for a rematch with Martin. Additionally, there were suspicions that Floyd had personally advised Martin on how to take advantage of Davis's vulnerabilities. If accurate, it was a grave betrayal and heightened stress in a relationship that was already troubled. More sparring. Footage of Davis in a vulnerable position surfaced online shortly before his rematch with Lamont Roach. There were questions about the timing. Many supporters think Mayweather made the footage public in order to cast doubt on Davis's preparedness and undermine his self-confidence prior to the major bout. It was perceived as one of Floyd's more calculated jabs.
And now it's Gervonta Davis. He had basically said that some people are just jealous-hearted, and basically it looked like he was alluding to Floyd Mayweather having his press conference with the Anderson Silva card on the same day because he believes that Floyd couldn't take that someone else is in the limelight. Like he couldn't stomach it. So Floyd Mayweather, seeking the attention, decided to try to upstage him, which Floyd has done that in the past. Like you look at the fight with Canelo versus Golovkin, everybody was looking forward to that fight, and then out of nowhere Floyd announced that he was fighting Conor McGregor, and it kind of stole the steam away from Canelo Golovkin, and it took the sails out of it took some air out of the sails of Canelo Golovkin because people were looking for that fight, and people were like, okay, that's the best fight in the calendar. But then Mayweather and Conor McGregor, just their personalities, they came with this crazy energy and a press tour, and it just diverted attention away. So he has done it before, but now he's being accused of doing it to his own fighter by the fighter himself, possibly because again it was subliminal, and then that's what people are thinking. So Floyd responds to this and he says, as far as me being jealous of anyone, and I'm not talking about my fighters, I mean God has truly blessed me and put me in a position to be able to give back to my fighters. If giving back is jealousy, then that's what it is. Fighters and individuals are going to feel like they want to feel, and my job is to always be a bigger person and continue to stay positive.
Davis has stated it rather clearly. When someone else is the center of attention, Mayweather finds it difficult. Floyd manages to turn the focus back to himself, even when fighters he promotes achieve success. Floyd constantly makes sure he stays in the spotlight, whether it's through unexpected interviews on social media or the launch of a new exhibition. Davis thinks the threat of Mayweather being replaced was the root of all the tension. The comparisons to Mayweather intensified as Davis's popularity increased. Rather than accepting it, Floyd appeared to retreat.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Who's next in line? Just so you're next in line.
Is there like a
The last question, guys.
is there like a love-hate though? Like
Yeah, yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he because I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Davis could tell Mayweather didn't want a new king in town, particularly one who was popular and had knockout power. Even when the subject is meant to be about him, Davis has complained about it. Floyd usually brings up his own legacy in the conversation. It seemed to Davis that he was always being forced into Mayweather's shadow, whether it was during press tours or interviews.
You're backed by arguably one of the greatest of all time, right?
What are we rating ourselves on? What are we rating on?
Okay.
Well, we're going to know. In the least amount of fights, you know, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
It was discouraging and restrictive for a boxer, attempting to establish himself.
Lamont Roach draws with Tank Davis in a 12-round championship fight for the ages. The 135-pounder Tank could not knock out the 130-pounder in Roach. This was a very close fight. How did it all happen? Let's talk about it. So this fight really got going in the 5th round. Tank did his classic download of information in the first 4 rounds. Then in the 5th and 6th, he starts opening up on Lamont, and we're thinking, okay, Tank's gonna knock him out soon. But in the 7th and the 8th, Lamont came back and started taking it to Tank, even wobbling Tank a little bit with a straight right in the 8th. In the 9th round, something really weird happened. Tank took a knee and ran back to his corner to get his face wiped off. I thought he forgot his mouthpiece at first, but he must have had something in his eye. But here's the thing, no point was taken away from Tank in that round for taking a knee. If a point was taken, then Lamont would have won the fight. Those two 114-114 scorecards would have had one less point for Tank. I just came to that epiphany. But in the championship rounds, this fight did not slow down. On my scorecard, I gave 10, 11, and 12 to Roach. He was landing the much cleaner shots. You could tell Tank was getting pissed every time he missed and Roach would land. I don't know, after reviewing this whole fight, I thought Roach won, but I'd have to go back and look very closely at those first 4 rounds. Tremendous fight though. I want to see a rematch. What did you guys think of the results? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.
Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach is staying as a draw, which is because Gervonta Davis obviously took a knee and it should have been counted as a knockdown, but it wasn't. But this just means that Lamont Roach is going to take Gervonta Davis in the rematch, unless Gervonta Davis ducks the rematch with Lamont Roach because he knows he's going to get his once again.
If I get touched, it's
You come.
I'm coming on that.